What's up YouTube, welcome back to the vlog. I'm sorry it's been a while, it's been a few months now since I did a video. I've been pretty busy with exams and work and stuff. I had 2 exams in December. They were tax and business planning banking. Very difficult, not sure if I've passed, we'll see what happens. Get my results on the 18th of January. But yeah, I've been studying for those over the past kind of like 3 months, and then December was very busy at work. So yeah, I'm sorry I haven't done many videos. I've had like 2 or 3 messages for people asking where the videos have been. So thanks for a few of you that have reached out. Today's video, I'm going to talk to you about a new car that I've bought. Well, I bought it a few months ago when I was procrastinating from exams. And before I show you the car, I'm quickly going to put some footage in of a weekend away that Mieke and I went on with a couple of our friends from church called Hannah and Andy. Back at the start of November, it was Hannah's birthday. So we said that we would take them away to my parents' lodge in Wales. It's in North Wales, a place called Conwy. And yeah, we drove down on a Friday and came back on a Sunday, I think. So yeah, I'll quickly put some footage in now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Woo! onto the topic of today's video, which is my new car. I don't normally do anything to do with my car on the channel, but most of the content that I watch on YouTube is of car YouTubers, people like Shmee, Seen Through Glass, Mr. JWW, Archie Hamilton, TG, like, if it's the car YouTube channel, I'll probably watch it because I love cars. It's Joel as well is another channel that I watch, and yeah, I just love watching car content. So I thought I'd quickly show you my new car, show you around it, show you why I bought it. So as you may have seen before, I had a Vauxhall Adam. I got that about 3 years ago now, and I got it when I first got my job working for BA. So before I was using Mieka's old car, which is like a Peugeot 107. And then after a few months, after being paid a few times, I went to the Vauxhall dealer just around the corner, saw what they had in stock, and I went for the Adam. I was drawn to it because it was like nice colour in red, had black wheels, black roof, looked quite sporty. It was kind of like in my budget, so I went for that. Got it on finance on a 5-year deal, and it got to the stage where the value of the car was like the same as what I owed, so I could kind of give the car back or sell it externally, which is what I did. And I could pay off the finance. I got to that stage and I thought, you know, why not? So a few months have been around that level, and I've been looking around on Auto Trader, and I'm always kind of looking around at cars. You know, late at night, I'll either be watching YouTube or I'll be on Auto Trader, just seeing what cars they can get at what prices. I'm just kind of like interested in that kind of thing. So for a few months, I've been looking at like Mercedes A-classes, or like an Audi, like A1, or like an A3 maybe. Those kind of cars, something a bit bigger than Adam, something with 5 doors, still kind of sporty and still looks cool. So yeah, I've been looking around, and then I don't know what made me look at these, but I started looking at Mini Countryman. I think a Mini was always going to be too small just because it's like 3 doors, and the 5-door one is alright, but I'm not really a huge fan of the way the 5-door looks. And for a long time I've liked Minis. When I was growing up, I used to kind of spec out Minis, like the old Minis. That's still one of my favourite cars, the original Mini. So yeah, I've always kind of been drawn to Mini, and the bigger Mini, the Mini Countryman, not a new one, this one that I've got is 2010. I just kind of like the way they look, and so I was looking around, looking at either like a Cooper S or a John Cooper Works. Found a few, not many of them were local, so I couldn't really like go around and see them. Kind of like settled on one that I thought was a good price. Yeah, gave the guy a call, asked him about the car. It seemed like he knew what he was doing. He said he'd done quite a bit to the car since he bought it. He'd like modified it a little bit, which is good, because that's the kind of thing that I would like to do. And he'd already got most of it done out of the way, so that was pretty cool. And it was a good price. He was advertising it, I think, around £8,000, and managed to get it down to like 7,500. Took out a new finance deal. Quick side note, if you're looking at buying a car and you're thinking about getting it on finance, I would always look to get like an external finance company rather than the one at the dealers. I bought this on Auto Trader, so obviously there was no dealer I could use, but the Vauxhall Adam I had was on finance with Vauxhall, and the APR on that just isn't as good as getting a loan from like a bank or like one of these up and coming banks. The loan I've got at the moment is with a bank called Zupa, and it's like 2.5%, whereas with Vauxhall I was paying like 11%. So yeah, always look around and see the best finance deal you can get. So I took out a new 5-year finance deal for this car, so now I'm paying like £150 a month, something like that. Not very expensive in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, so I was drawn to this car because I'll put in some footage now of like all around the car, so I'll try and show you everything about it. Basically it's a Cooper S. I think it's got like 190 brake, 0 to 60 is like just under 7 seconds, around 7 seconds, I'm not really sure off the top of my head. And he bought it as a Cooper S, and then he had put the John Cooper Works body kit on the car. So it looks like a John Cooper Works, but it's a Cooper S. It's got a Cooper S badge on the back, so you can tell it's Cooper S. John Cooper Works badge on the front. So from the front it looks like a John Cooper Works. It's got John Cooper Works wheels, I think they were stock. And then yeah, he put the body kit on himself. He also changed the interior. He put a John Cooper Works steering wheel on it. He put a John Cooper Works gear knob on it. He's also put in a new sound system. He said the sound system was atrocious when he first got it. So he put in an Alpine amp in the boot, which he left in there, which is quite nice of him. He said he was running a sub on it as well, which he took out to put in his new car. He's also, this is like, could be one of one in the world, this. In the middle of the car, there's a rail that runs through, and you can clip things in and out. So there's like an armrest at the front, which is like clipped into this rail. That's something I was looking for. I wanted it to have an armrest. And then the rail kind of runs through into the back. But what he's done is he's cut the rail so it doesn't run all the way through, but the rail is still in the back and it's in the front, but it kind of frees up that back piece. So if you look at other Countrymans with the rail, I don't think you'll ever find one that's got like a split rail, whereas this one has a split rail, which is nice because it does free up the back. The rail only really goes into the back if it's got the twin seats in the back rather than the bench. A lot of the original Countrymans, when they first came out with these twin seats, and then I think they started using the bench later on. I'm not quite sure about that, but generally on the older ones I was seeing a lot of the 2 seats, which I think looks quite cool because if you're in the back, you know, you've got your own space in your seat, and the seats like recline themselves. They're on rails, they can go forwards and back themselves. So yeah, it's got the rail in the back still. It's got like a few cup holders in there, which is cool. Or you can go on the mini store and you can buy stuff to put in those rails. It's got the mini navigation, so that's something I was looking for. It had to have the screen, not for the navigation, but just because it looks nicer than having the whatever it is that's in there normally. I think it's just like a speedo, but you've still got the speedo around the outside of the screen. But the screen is cool. It gives you a bit of information about the car, like what music you're playing. It checks like your tyre pressure, that kind of thing. You can track all your servicing, tells you when your oil needs changing, tracks if you've got a flat tyre. The car is running run flats. I know Joel has run flats on his Z4 to start with, and he said the best thing he ever did was change them, so I'm not sure if I should change them. But the guy did actually give me a spare tyre when I bought the car, so I've got this tyre in my garage. It's absolutely massive. I had really bad luck with tyres with my Adam. I think I changed all of the tyres at least twice in the space of 2 years. I just kept running over nails or something, so I'm glad I've got the spare. He also changed the grille, so he got rid of the old Cooper S grille and put in the JCW grille, and I think that's it for modifications. Since I've had the car, I've done a couple of modifications myself. The light surrounds for the front and the rear lights are chrome, but I'm not a huge fan of chrome in a car. Like, if it was me, I'd dechrome the whole thing, but that's quite difficult to do. So I looked at buying the black light surrounds on the Mini website, but they're quite expensive. I think they're like £150 for all 4, or you can buy like front and back for like 70 quid or something. So instead I bought for £8 on Amazon some black vinyl and just wrapped them myself. So you just kind of like stick like a screwdriver or something, preferably plastic, and they kind of clip off. And then yeah, I just got the vinyl, cut it. I think I took a few pictures when I was doing this, so I might put those in. And yeah, I just wrapped them in black and then stuck them back on, and they look pretty good if I'm honest. I've showed a few of my friends and they were like, what? They're like, they can't believe that I did it myself. And also when I got the car, obviously it's got the JCW grille, which is famous for having the red stripe, but Mieke doesn't like the red stripe, and she said she would prefer that in black. So I wrapped the red bit black. So now it looks a bit more aggressive from the front. It's kind of like blacked out. There's still a bit of chrome that goes around in a circle, which is impossible to wrap yourself. I'd have to get a professional to do that. And there's obviously the silver around the windows. I think people call it the belt. Ideally I would like that wrapped as well, but again, I wouldn't trust myself to do that myself. And the door handles as well. Definitely can't do door handles myself. So maybe I'll get that done in the future, maybe not, we'll see. Another modification I did was tinting the windows. When I saw the car online, what put me off to start with this car was that the windows weren't tinted. I'm not really sure how Minis come from factory. Since looking at these online, whenever I drive around and I see a Mini, the majority of them don't really have tinted windows, which I don't think looks very good. I think if you get a car and tint the windows, like automatically it looks 100 times better. So I looked at getting it done professionally, but it was like £250 or something like that. And then there's a website online. I'll put a link down below if you're interested in doing it yourself. It was like less than £50 for the rear 5 windows. So there's like the 2 rear windows, like rear quarters, and then the boot. So I did that myself, and it looks all right. Looks pretty good. I went for 20%. You can get 5%, which is like a limo tint. If you are thinking about tinting windows yourself, then it is quite time consuming. I was under the impression that I could get it all done in one evening after work, but I started and got one window done in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I think once you get the hang of it, you can do it a lot quicker. I think the final one probably took about an hour. The most difficult ones are the wind down windows at the back, because you have to wind the window down just a little bit so you can get the top done. Then you kind of do half of it, wind the window up, and then unpeel the rest, and then stick the bottom down, and then squeegee everything out. But the process of unpeeling the film kind of like undoes your hard work, and then yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, it's quite stressful. Really consider if you've got the patience, if you're going to do it yourself. I quite like doing things myself, like I'm a bit of a DIY person, so I quite enjoyed the challenge. One of them I did mess up and had to rebuy the film again. They do, on the website, do like extra films, you don't have to buy the whole kit again. It didn't go smoothly, let's put it that way, but I got there in the end. Future modifications, I'm not really sure. If you've got any ideas on what else you think I could do to the car, then leave a comment down below. If you've got a Mini Countryman and you've been doing a few bits to it yourself, then let me know what you've done, or send me a link to any pictures so I can have a look. I'm not really keen on putting stripes on the car. The guy did actually give me some stripes that I bought it off. He bought them and then never got around to putting them on himself, so he gave them to me. They're black stripes, and obviously the car is grey, so you would be able to see them. I don't think it would look that great, to be honest, and I'm not really too keen on stripes on the Countryman. I think stripes look good on a Mini, like a 3-door Mini, but on a Countryman I don't think they really need it. Yeah, he also gave me some underfloor, I'm not really sure what to call it, to be honest, like an under tray, kind of streamlines the bottom, a bit like a race car. He had bought this under tray and hadn't got it installed himself, so I'm not really sure what to do with that. I definitely can't install it myself. Maybe I'll take it to a garage to get that installed, but I don't think it really needs it. Yeah, like I said, the car is a 2010 model, so one of the very first Countrymans that came out. It had 61,000 miles on it when I bought it, and got it for £7,500. So I think it's quite a good price for that mileage and that kind of spec. If you look at other Countrymans online, like John Cooper Works models are probably going around £10,000 or £12,000. Whereas this one kind of looks the same as a John Cooper Works. The only difference, I don't really know if there is that much of a difference in terms of power. So yeah, I think I got a pretty good deal. And so far, yeah, I've had it for about 2 or 3 months now, and I've done about 2,000 miles. So it's on 63,000 miles now. I'd probably keep it for a couple of years, maybe, see what I'm doing in a couple of years. But I definitely don't want to have it up to like 100. I'll probably look to get rid of it around 80, 85 maybe, and see if I can still kind of get some value in it. When I was looking around, I saw a few over 100,000 that were like £7,000, and I was like, do I go for that, do I not? And I kind of swayed towards the 60 because it's got a lot more life left in it, and probably less likely to need more kind of servicing and parts. So yeah, that is my Mini Countryman buying experience. I found the car on Auto Trader, by the way, and he was also advertising it on Gumtree, so I saw it on both. Yeah, if you're looking to buy a car on Gumtree or Auto Trader, I would definitely recommend it, because you are going to get a better price than the dealer. You just need to be careful with who the previous owner was. I called the guy up and asked him loads of questions, and he had very thorough answers. He had done all these modifications himself, but it sounded like he knew what he was doing, so I kind of trusted him in that sense. So yeah, just be careful who you're buying it from, what condition it's been in, when it was last serviced, that kind of thing. Look at the service history. First impressions of the car is, I absolutely love it. It is definitely an upgrade from the Adam. I prefer how spacious it is inside. I prefer the looks of it. It's a lot quicker than Adam. It's not like ridiculously quick. I'm aware it's not a sports car, but it does go. It's definitely quicker than the average car on the road. You know, if I want to overtake someone, it's easy to overtake someone. Like, it goes. It is a 2-litre turbo. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. Yeah, and you can definitely tell when the turbo kicks in after like 2,500 RPM. The interior is a lot nicer than Adam. It has heated seats as well. It's got 3 settings on the heated seats. It's got a panoramic sunroof. It's got two sunroofs, and you can open both of them, and then the front one kind of goes all the way back and over the rear one, so it fully opens up, which is really nice. Even though it's a 2010 car, I feel like it's aged quite well. When you're inside the car, it doesn't feel like an old car. Like, the interior still seems quite modern. Let me know what you think. I quite like the interior as it is. Newer Minis have definitely improved the interior, but I don't think they've gone so far that it looks drastically different. Like, if you're looking at 2010 Mercedes compared to the latest Mercedes, like, there's a massive difference. But newer Minis compared to older Minis, there's not that much of a difference with the interior, only minor improvements. But yeah, I still think the interior looks quite good. I'm enjoying the car so far. Maybe I'll do like a 5 things I hate, 5 things I love later on. Let me know if you want to see that video. And yeah, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think of the car. I'm going to end the video here. I hope you've had a really good Christmas with your family, or however you've spent it, and I hope you've had a good New Year. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for plenty more videos to come. Bye bye.